When you begin to think about the rails as if they're mirrors, kicking, banking, and position play get a lot easier. When the ball hits the rail, the angle in, for the most part, is the angle out. So speed and spin have effect on what happens when the ball hits the rail, but for the most part, the angle in is the angle out. And that didn't mean a ton to me until I started thinking about the rails as if they were mirrors. But what does that mean? Take this for example. To kick the ball in one rail isn't super difficult, but it gets a lot easier if you put a mirror up along the rail. Of course, you can't drag a mirror to the pool hall or to a tournament with you, but the concept is something you can take with you. Kicking, banking, rail first, position play, all get easier if you think about the rails as mirrors. So what does this all mean? Basically, you need to be able to visualize. And like I said before, the rails are like mirrors. So what I'm doing here is I'm gonna bank this ball, I'm gonna bank this one ball into the cross side. And what I do in my head is I double the distance of the table, and I aim for an invisible pocket right there. All I'm doing is aiming for that pocket. That's all I'm thinking about, is cutting a ball into that pocket. And the bank goes in. Now keep in mind, there's a few factors to this. It's not that easy. You're aiming at something that's not there, so you got to get used to it. You got to practice it. It's not super easy to visualize, but after you keep doing it, it gets easier. Also, like I said before, spin and speed, you got to take that into consideration. If you hit it really, really hard, it's going to come a little short because it compresses into the rail. If you put spin on the ball, when it hits the rail, it's gonna do a little dance off that rail, and it might miss, might go wide, might come short. It depends. So if you hit the ball off center, you're putting a little bit of spin on it, it's gonna make an effect. Also, thirdly, the table conditions. You've heard before probably that the table's playing short, or it's very humid here. So like a table in Nevada is probably gonna play a lot different. The rails will play a lot different than a table here in Florida. So if the table is playing short, you just change the distance that you double the table. So instead of doubling the table at the rails, you might double the table a little shorter. So instead of the pocket being here, the pocket is here. And like I said, this works with kicking. So let's say I'm trying to kick the 3, one rail. I just double the distance, and now I'm aiming at a 3 ball that's out in space. So let's take this one pocket situation here. This comes up all the time. You're in a trap. You want to kick, take a foul 2 rails behind this 15 ball. So what we do is we double the table that way, and then we fold it back over that way, and we kick 2 rails to that 15. And now you're out of the trap. So obviously, kicking and banking are a huge part of the game, but not as big as position play. So I use this for position play as well. Speed control, positioning. What I do is, I'm gonna play the 1 to the 2, play the 2 on the side, and I want my cue ball over here. So what I think is, when I'm playing position, that's where I want my cue ball to be. I double the table over. So now I'm thinking, make the 1 and just forget about the rail. Don't even think about the rail. Just play to that spot. Just cue ball to that spot. Same speed, just the angle to that spot. And we get position. All right, end of game 9 ball. We don't feel comfortable banking this ball for whatever reason. We just want to put it down here, leave the cue ball off table. So instead of banking towards the pocket, we're going to bank towards this second diamond right here. Such a powerful system, such an underused system. A lot of people don't know it, a lot of people don't use it. Try it. It works for me. I hope it works for you.